Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn.
Have you
When The Real Housewives of Atlanta wraps, fans of the show are literally so shook as they scramble to make sense of everything that happened before they grab all of their snacks in time for Bravo's Super Bowl, aka the Real Housewives of Atlanta Reunions. But something strange is happening with this season, and it's not just the fact that our girls are gonna be filming this season's reunion in their PJs basically, but I'm talking about the fact that for the most part, Real Housewives of Atlanta fans are feeling extremely underwhelmed. It's Justin Diego back with another Bingeworthy video, and today I wanted to sit down with y'all, my loyal binge watchers, and talk about our thoughts on The Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12 to see if y'all are loving this season or if you're feeling like you want a refund on your cable bill because this whole season is a flop.
Hey, hold on, this ain't funny. It ain't funny, but it is.
For today's video, we are doing things a little bit different. Yes, you made it here for the live discussion, so it's definitely time for you to join the conversation. And you don't gotta download no app or nothing. Just click the StreamYard link that I've placed in the live chat to join the broadcast. You can come on camera if you want to, or you can just be like me, serving podcast vibes here in my pajamas. Yeah, I know that y'all are used to getting all my Justin Diego theories, but today, I want to hear from you. Our live discussion continues right now. Hi guys, welcome to this live video. I am excited. I want to see some purple hearts in the chat. I don't have no binge watchers in the queue. I need y'all to go ahead and stop being shy and click that link to join me because I want to talk about how we feel about The Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12. Right. Do y'all need a refund or not? Because I don't know how I feel about this season. Like we done seen every single episode. And, you know, I'm feeling some kind of way. How are you guys feeling? I know that, you know, some of y'all might be sleepy, but we're going to wake up and get into the vibe. Hello, I'm seeing all these purple hearts. Hello, hi. Thank you guys for tuning in. Just give people a couple more moments to go ahead and get in. But today, yes, I want to talk about everything that I loved about Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12. Then I'm going to talk about everything that I feel like Bravo kind of got wrong. And then y'all already know that I'm going to get into some fan questions. And for those of you guys who will be watching the replay later and you're missing these lives, you need to go ahead and turn on bell notifications so that you don't be missing out on your opportunity to be a part of the show. And if you're mad about how long that intro was, it's because I'm trying to give my binge watchers some time to go ahead and end what they doing and tune in for the show. Somebody said they want a refund. It was boring. Julie says she want a refund. I ain't promising no refunds. But I do think that the show, Luke. All right, I got quite a few people in the queue already. Thank you guys for calling. Yes, like I just feel like, I finally am happy that I got through it because y'all know it is hard, to put these videos out there. I know I probably make it look easy, but it is really hard to, stay interested enough to be able to do this. So yeah, like I'm just glad that, we are finally at the end of the road.
When I watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta season 11 finale, and I saw how Bravo was so excited to have Kenya Moore back, filming with the girls, and when I saw how much of a scandal it was when Kandi and Cynthia finessed production into having Kenya Moore. When I watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta season 11 finale, and I saw how Bravo was so excited to have Kenya Moore back, filming with the girls, and when I saw how much of a scandal it was when Kandi and Cynthia finessed production into having Kenya Moore show up. When I watched The Real Housewives of Atlanta season 11.
All right, I will go ahead and take the first call. Hello?
I'm the first one, yay!
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
I am such a fan.
Thank you.
And I'm Team Twirl.
It's very rare. How do you feel about this season?
I was so happy when you did that video because I did not watch the final episode. I had just got so just over it. And when you did your video, I was like, oh my goodness, it's not just me.
You mean the last video about that I just posted yesterday?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I felt so bad because I didn't watch your video because I was trying to watch the final episode. Mm-hmm. And it was like days was going by. I was like, man, let me just watch Bingeworthy because I love your videos. And then when you said that, I was like, yes, I'm not the only one.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people are feeling like it was kind of mediocre. How do you feel? Did you ever go back to watch the full episode?
Why are you calling me out like that, man? Nah, I haven't watched the final episode yet.
Okay.
But when I saw the comments and I saw your video, it's like what I thought was going to happen happened.
Right. Well, as long as y'all watching Bingeworthy, that's the best.
I know, right?
That's all I can ask. Well, I have.
And thank you for doing this live thing. It really has made the quarantine that you started going live and having us on. So thank you.
Awesome. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. I had been wanting to go live for so long, but I was always kind of in my head about it. Like, oh, how do I do live and still make it binge worthy? So I kind of feel like I figured out how to kind of do that. And now I'm excited.
Really, really appreciate it. So now we have to worry about Atlanta opening up tomorrow. So I'm like, oh, Lord.
Right. I know that could be crazy. But yeah, thanks for calling. I want to go ahead and get into a couple more segments in the video, and then you can call back in if you like.
Okay. Bye, Justin.
Bye-bye. Talk to you later. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get into my first segment. I am trying to go ahead and get the video started. Give me just 1 second.
When I watched the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 11 finale, and I saw how Bravo was so excited to have Kenya Moore back, filming with the girls, and when I saw how much of a scandal it was when Kandi and Cynthia finessed production into having Kenya Moore show up without Nene knowing, I was so sure that the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12 was going to be lit.
Yeah, hello?
Hey,
I'm Mike.
just wanted to make sure we're on the same page. Setting up packaging up here.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
So they had to link up together. It really shows how weak they are for a whole group of them have to link together to take down, try to take down, because I ain't going down, boo. You can try, but it ain't gonna happen, girl. I'm here to get you girls together, honey. You guys are over there trying to plot on me. I am a huge, amazing star that you guys can't take, okay? I'm shining bright, honey, like a diamond. I'm going to continue to. Oh.
Now, Cynthia, you said you wanted Kenya here, and she's here.
This is a bunch of bull that Cynthia's doing. Considering she had every opportunity to tell me, she didn't tell me because she did not want me to know. Congrats! I love it. Mwah. I love all of you girls. You guys are amazing.
At that time, most of us felt like Bravo had made a huge mistake by not bringing Kenya Moore back, since she had obviously had a baby and she was married and she was definitely a housewife and she was clearly still binge-worthy.
We've been invested in Kenya finding love and having a baby. I felt like it was wrong for us to go a whole season without seeing how happy she is as a pregnant, married woman. And I felt like it was important for our fans to also be able to see that.
Nothing else to say, like, period.
So I definitely love that they officially brought Kenya Moore back. And y'all already know that I love how Nene Leakes was so pressed and so shook about it since the very beginning. I also love that we got to see a little into Portia and Dennis's cheating scandal. I love seeing Mark Daly film for the show, even though he was disrespectful as f***. And I thought that the Cookie Monster drama was also kind of fun. And I know we almost forgot about Snakegate, but Snakegate wasn't too bad either. All I'm saying is I could have done without Giovanna. So basically, yeah, this season, it was a new season. But I would love to hear what you guys enjoyed the most about The Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12.
Okay, so yeah, like basically y'all already know that I was excited that Kenya Moore came back. To me, that was the highlight of like what I thought I thought that was going to be the highlight of the season. But in hindsight, I don't know if I love the way Bravo handled it. And I'm not sure if I love the way that Kenya handled it. So yeah, so I love Kenya's comeback, of course. I definitely love that we got into some things with Portia and Dennis, but I just feel like in the first episodes, like we were like getting all the tea, like Portia was out here looking like so depressed, and you know, we hate to see it, but we love to see it because when these things happen on social media and people like me and Michelle talk about it, we need them to show it on the show, and we need them to not make us out to be liars. So I was happy to see that most of the things that we thought were true about the situation ended up being true. And I just feel like also in hindsight, Bravo was really heavy on it, and then they just gave up on it. And they try to throw in at the end, like, oh, you know, now they don't want to get married. Like, we don't want to see that. Like, Dennis, after all this, you need to go ahead and twirl down the aisle with this woman because you ought to be happy and grateful and thankful that she is still even trying to be with you. So to me, that was a flop. And I just feel like this was opportunity that Portia and Dennis could have, you know, had a second spinoff after this season, but we can't even look forward to that. Bravo, what happened? Also, I talked about, I didn't hate Snakegate. In fact, I thought Snakegate was really hilarious. And when I look back on the trailer, it seemed like Snakegate was going to be this big deal, but then all of a sudden it wasn't. So I don't really know what's going on with the show. Thank you so much for that super chat. Show, appreciate it. But I don't really know what's going on, but I just feel like Bravo just had a lot of really good potential storylines going, and then they just stopped. So I'm going to go ahead and take a few more calls. I want to find out what what was your most favorite parts about this season? And then we're going to get into the things that we didn't love so much later on in the show. Hello?
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good.
Awesome. I want to know, what did you enjoy the most about Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12?
Nothing.
Not one single thing?
I didn't, because I expected something different, and it just really didn't turn out. As a matter of fact, I normally watch it every day. It comes on the first day.
Mm-hmm.
And I cannot even remember any of the ones that have came on.
Wow. So how have you been catching up? Just watching binge-worthy videos?
Yeah, pretty much. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's always so interesting to me. Like, I have my theories about it, but what makes you guys watch my videos when you're not even willing to watch the show?
Because one, you summarize it, especially when it's a boring episode. We can get on your page and you'll let us know all the highlights. So it's good to know.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, I definitely appreciate it. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk to me about?
No, that was all. Thank you for accepting me. Have a great day.
You too. Thanks for calling. Hello? Hello, Stephanie. Can you hear me? I see that your mic is muted. Hello? All right. Hello?
Yes, put me in, coach.
I've been accused of showing favoritism. So
no, it's all good. I can my turn.
How are you?
Hey, Justin. What's up, Bingeworthy watchers?
Welcome to the show. I'm having a little bit of problem with my background tonight. I don't know what's happening. Oh, okay. Okay, it's working.
Okay.
All right. So what was your favorite part of Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12?
My favorite part was when Nene restrained herself and decided not to slap Kenya. That was my favorite part. I thought, she was going to blow her top. But other than that, I don't feel it was a flop. I enjoyed this season a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I had a lot to read, a lot of people to read. So it was good for me.
So you wouldn't say that it was a flop? Like, what would you say it was? Like, what is your rating?
I would give it a strong 8. I would give it a strong 8. I feel like production kind of dropped the ball somewhere in the midst of it because, if you recall, people were saying Nene was out of favor with production and this, that, and third. And I don't know how true it was, but it kind of looked that way in the beginning. But then she ended up strong. So I don't know if they were playing with us or, because it all feels like a scheme to me. Because I know Bravo knows how to manipulate the audience. So at the end of the day, it's like they put all this stuff out there about, Portia's relationship and about, Nene being potentially fired and about Kenya and her play divorce and all of those things. And then like at the end of the season, it's like, and what? Where are we now? We're still where we were at the beginning.
Right. I just feel like, of course, as an editor, I look at different scenes and I'm just like, dang, like they could have like made that a little bit more binge-worthy. I feel like it just seems like too many new people were involved this time around. And I don't know if it was like just editing. I don't know if it was a new production company or like a new team. Like, I don't know, but it just seems so different. I know you pointed out that you don't necessarily love how they're including so much behind the scenes stuff, especially in confessionals. Right. I'm all for them switching it up. The thing that I love that they switched up the most was those bops in the beginning of like everybody's scenes, and like the better B-roll and better pictures of Atlanta.
I did like that, yes.
But I just think that they struggle so much to tell a really good story in I was frustrated making these videos throughout the season, and I thought it was me. But when some fans started tweeting like, "Oh, like this season was all over the place and nothing got resolved," I was like, "Okay, good. I'm not crazy."
You know what's interesting? Someone in your chat said that they believe that Bravo was looking at social media and, you know, allowing that to write the storyline. And that's exactly what I said at the beginning of the season. You remember when they used that YouTuber footage on there and about the animals and all that stuff. And it was like, why would you do that when everybody knows that's so far-fetched? So
Right.
it felt like to me, they were like looking at what was going viral and what people were talking about, and, you know, trying to put that in to kind of draw the audience over, because, you know, the ratings this season weren't great. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, they were good. Now they were better than, say, you know, other shows, but they weren't great by Real Housewives standards. So because, you know, they were doing that, it was like I just felt like the stories were a little bit less genuine.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people, and I'm going to get into like comments later, but a lot of people feel like it was the most like produced season ever and the most inauthentic season ever. And it's so strange because there were so many good opportunities. Portia Man is cheating. I believe that actually happened. Kenya Moore husband is being Kenya Moore husband. I believe that actually happened. Now some things like everybody doesn't know if they're as authentic or not, but like Candy's drama, you know, anything with Nene, like there were so many opportunities that I just feel like they dropped the ball. And then looking back, it seems like they were so excited to get to the girls trip. And then the girls trip was like, all right, well, now what do we do?
Right. Well, you know, other than that, I can't wait to see, I don't know what they're going to do with the reunion and, you know, the whole Snake Gate situation and all of that. You know, it'll be interesting to see exactly what unfolds.
Right. Well, thanks for calling. If you'd like to hang out, I'd love to have you back after I take a few more calls.
I'll hang out in the chat. But thank you, Justin. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Hello? Hello, Melissa. Can you hear me? Y'all must be getting bored. Yes, I see that your mic is muted. So if you unmute your mic, maybe we'll be able to hear you. Or maybe she just walked off to grab a snack. I'm gonna try somebody else. Hello?
Hey, Justin.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Awesome.
So, been watching the show since day one, season 1. And I got to say that this season, I'm going to call it struggle season. You know, as a viewer, you like the drama a little bit, but you want to see some resolve. And this season didn't have that at all. That Kenya and Nene thing, man, we got to stop that. That is too much.
Yeah, I said in my last video, like, you know, and you guys probably can't tell because, you know, I'm always making these dramatic videos, but I can only make videos about what they have on the show. And I just feel like, yeah, it's funny and it's fun. But I think that they forgot that the thing that we actually like deep down inside is a chance to like see something authentic. And in order to have that, we need a resolve. Like if they're going to fight, we want to see how they fix it. We want them to be friends again long enough to where we'll care the next time they fight.
Exactly. Because it makes you okay with the reunion. Like, yeah, you want to see it, but you ain't really ready for the next season. It's like, if we're going to do this next time, then I'm going to be out. We either need to change up some castmates, or Nene and Kenya need to, you know, agree to disagree, but it's getting real old.
Right.
I mean, my favorite parts of the show, I guess, would be that Nene got a chance to make up with Portia. I felt like that was genuine, even though I didn't know what to do without your part, you know, was a little dramatic. But I felt like that friendship was genuine in the beginning, and now they are back to friendship. And other than that, I don't have anything else that was my favorite.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to be getting into like what we didn't like, in a little bit, but I guess I can go ahead and ask you, what didn't you enjoy or what did you feel could have been better?
I didn't like hated the kid Kenya and Nene. It was funny for a second, but it was too much.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like the cookie lady thing, the cookie monster. That was that was too much, and it wasn't. It was put together, and it didn't look good.
And then it just disappeared, right? It was like, okay, well.
Yeah, I mean, it was just. I'm gonna call it struggle season. That's what I'm gonna call it.
Well, you've heard it, ladies and gentlemen. Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12 officially struggle season.
Struggle season.
Well, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Uh-huh. All right. Yeah, so it seems like a lot of people are not necessarily loving the show. I would love to like take one more call right now to see if anybody actually really is enjoying this season, because it seems like everybody is over it. Hello?
Hey,
how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. What do you think about Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12?
I don't know if I'm the caller you want because I didn't enjoy it either.
Okay, tell me what you didn't. Is there not one thing that you liked? What's one thing?
There's one thing that I did like when they were in Toronto, because I got to saw them up close and personal, because I was a part of the same section that they played for Carnival in. So that was fun. But as the caller before said, it was struggle.
How come you didn't link me any pictures?
I actually tried to tag a whole bunch of blogs and stuff, because that's how I first saw that Portia was wearing her ring again at Carnival. Yeah, I saw them, and seeing them film was a little bit disappointing, because it's really, really choppy when you actually see them film it. And to be honest, if I'm being completely honest, when I saw them at the carnival, they look so uninterested. Everyone, with the exception of Portia and Tanya, looked so uninterested. And then we obviously were told when they were going to be rolling the cameras, and then they would like turn up, and I was like,
they were uninterested in being at Carnival.
Yeah, Kenya was on her phone the entire time. Mind you, I'm not a Kenya fan, but she looks stunning in person.
Awesome. And do you feel like it was because they were outside for so long, or you just think that they just aren't about that life?
I just think they weren't about that life, because we're all outside for long. That's a part of what Carnival is. Maybe they had a long night because the night before was when the whole thing happened with Nene and all of that. But because I have a friend that works at that hotel, so I heard about what happened, but obviously they could only hear, they couldn't see.
Right.
Okay. But yeah, it was struggle season. They desperately need a cast shakeup, like desperately.
Everybody always says that, but who do you guys feel would like make sense for Real Housewives of Atlanta?
I personally would think, I don't know if this fits her brand or if Bravo can make the check right. I think Kiki Wyatt would be a good fit.
Really?
I think so. She got all them 1,200 kids.
Is that what we want to see, though?
I'm sure there's some baby daddy drama up in there somewhere.
Who's your second choice?
I would. I don't know. I think they should just take a hiatus and really focus on the production of it all. Right. That's what I truly think. Just take a hiatus and then relaunch it. Spend some time. Obviously, you're going to keep your franchise, like, what would you call those? In basketball, you say franchise players, but you would keep your Nene's and Kenya's. And that is so I can't do another season of Nene and Kenya fighting. They're both great for the show. I even find both their fan bases annoying. But yeah, take a hiatus.
I think the thing that where you guys go wrong with like suggesting new people is if you pay attention, like Bravo brings in brand new people who've never really done reality TV before. So that's what makes it hard for me to say like, oh, this person should be on, because everybody who we naturally would say would be on, I see people in the chat saying Tamar, they're not going to go with Tamar because Tamar has already been on the show. So like, if you look at Beverly Hills, they chose Garcelle, who's somebody I haven't really thought about in a long time. So we really have to like dig deep and like think about people like Garcelle and be like, oh, okay, would this person fit with the Atlanta Housewives?
Yeah, and that's why I say they should take a hiatus, because I feel like they're forced and they feel pressured. Obviously, I know it's their best franchise, so they have to keep it coming, but they really need to fix the organic aspect of it, because it does not feel organic. And I think that's why Eva's so disconnected, because she just doesn't fit with who is currently on. We don't need Cynthia, please. Okay. We don't need Cynthia, and we can do without Kandi.
Okay. Well, thanks for calling. I'm going to now get into what I didn't like about Real Housewives of Atlanta. So if you're in the mood, you can call again later, okay?
All right, well, dude, you'll see me in the chat.
All right, thanks for calling. All right. Yes. Like, I understand that you guys always feel like they need to do more casting, but I just don't know who would be, good to join the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And, I don't know if Bravo's really willing to like cut as many people as we think they should cut. But yes, I want to get into, like what I feel like, I'm going to get into like what fans had to say about this season.
I really could throw on this Mama Joyce wig and make Bingeworthy videos all day, but it really is you guys that make it worthwhile for me. So when I read comments about the Real Housewives of Atlanta from you guys and people who don't even watch the show but still catch up on my videos because they be lit, I get really, really excited. So I asked my Instagram followers to chime in so that I could have an idea about where our conversation would go today, and they did not disappoint. I asked, now that it's wrapped, what are your final thoughts on this season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta? And Housewives fans responded, I enjoyed watching Portia this season, ! Man, she was funny as F with the crying laughing faces emojis. Before another binge watcher chimed in saying, not a fan of the season. It felt rushed and all over the place, and we just keep reliving past storylines. And a Housewives fan chimed in saying, as a super fan, I think this was the worst season. The drama was so manufactured and stale. Before another fan kept it real saying, I stopped watching midway, no more sparkle. And another fan joined in saying, it was okay. The thing that this show is missing is the flex and wealth and money that the show had from the first couple of seasons, and the organic storylines. I don't know, call me crazy. I just feel like the show is becoming more about conflict and it's off balance. I want to see new girls who are living the rich lifestyle. Before another Housewives fan talking about, this season really dragged on, ... I actually stopped watching the shows and I just went on Instagram and YouTube on Mondays. Yes, y'all, I am shook. It's like we are all on the same page, with one Phaedra fan sneaking in full free promotion talking about, can we just bring Phaedra back for a little razzle dazzle with the crying laughing face emoji? I feel like there is no balance. And another fan agreed saying, I'm glad it's over because I love the ladies, but I am sick of the drama. Let's go to the earlier seasons when they had more charity events and trips, and the only issues was talls versus the smalls. It was a little shady, but it wasn't made up drama. Before this loyal Atlanta fan commented saying, I've watched the show since season 1. It now feels like forced arguments, typical alliances, and a little boring. Still a fan, but this season was a dud for me. Looking forward to the reunion though, with the heart emoji. Yes, for the most part, fans are clearly feeling underwhelmed. But the thing about Atlanta Housewives is, even though people might give up on the show, they have no problem still being a part of the conversation. But I worry that for Bravo's sake, that might not be enough. What are your thoughts about The Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 12? If you call us for this live discussion, I definitely want to hear from you.
Yes, so I definitely always
For
love
today's
hearing your
video,
guys'
we are doing
comments,
things
and
a
I
little
want more
bit
people to
different.
go ahead and call in.
Yes,
So
you
I'm
made
going
it
to
here for
paste
the
the
live
link one more
discussion,
time.
so it's for today's video, we are doing things a little bit different. Yes, you made it here for the live discussion, so it's definitely time for you to join the conversation. And you don't gotta download
Can you hear me?
no app or nothing. Just click the StreamYard link that I've placed in the live chat to join the
muted.
broadcast. You can come on camera if you want to, or you can just be like me, serving podcast vibes here in my pajamas. Yeah, I know that y'all are used to
Can't hear
hearing
you,
all
your
my
mic is
Justin
muted.
Diego theories, but today, I want to hear from you. Our live discussion continues right now.
I can hear you now. How are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right. Well, I did not like this season because everybody tried to gang up on Kenya.
Did they?
Yes, and Nene just took it to a whole another level with the disrespectful stuff she was saying about her.
You don't think Kenya can hold her own?
Yeah, she held her own in a classy sort of way.
Right. Yeah.
Nene talking about the lady eggs and this and that and the husband, and she was just going too far left.
Kenya talked about.
Yeah. Kenya was really upset about Nene talking about Brooklyn again. And I know a lot of people feel like she wasn't really talking about Brooklyn, but obviously she was insinuating that Kenya could possibly not be her mom. And to me, that's definitely talking about Brooklyn. Are you still there? We lost him. Hello?
Hi, Justin. How are you?
Hello again. Thanks for calling. I'm doing pretty good.
Good. Well, I have to agree with so many of your callers and your Instagram followers. Season 12 was definitely a flop. I I think that the problem is for all of us who have been fans for years, when we know and remember the previous seasons, we know that season 12 came off very shirt. Like if you really just break down why Kenya and Nene are angry at each other, I get if they just purely do not like each other, but if you think about it, it literally started with Kenya tweeting that she would text Portia, call Andy, and delete Nene, and that offended Nene. And then, it spiraled from there. But to argue and throw insults back and forth for an entire season, and there's nothing deeper than that, it just almost seems like Nene and Kenya kind of carried the whole season. And then in the very beginning of season 12, it looked like it was going to be about Portia and Dennis. But to me, we only saw bits of their relationship right in the beginning of season 12 and then right at the end. They it was kind of broken up or choppy, like the gentleman said. It didn't really flow. It was almost like the producer said, okay, well, enough of Portia and Dennis. Let's really milk Nene and Kenya. And then it seemed like Snakegate was fake. It turns out, oh, it wasn't really a recording, it was an audio, whatever. And then, Giovanna gets kicked off the show. So again, that doesn't play all the way out.
Right. I did get some behind the scenes tea about that. Hopefully they will uncover more about the truth, but there is a reason why that story kind of just disappeared very quickly. And there's also a reason that we didn't see any more of Giovanna after that. But, we gonna
Well, I did read that Kenya and Cynthia refused to film with her, and that's how she got kicked off.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
But if they don't discuss it at the reunion, then I'm definitely gonna, tell you guys on Bingeworthy, of course.
Okay. And let me say this, like, I know some people don't want Phaedra to come back, but in my opinion, if we're all missing organic, genuine life stories, Phaedra needs to come back because her ex-husband is out of prison. He has he has a new wife and they have two small boys. So that's a storyline because Apollo, he can't hold water. He's extremely transparent. So he'll just empty out more secrets. So that's like a really deep storyline. So I feel
Right.
like Phaedra needs to come back just for that.
And I want to add to that. Like, I know people feel like, oh, she did something, despicable. And I get it. Everybody knows that just as much as I love Candy, I mean, as much as I love Kenya and I, rep her, I love Candy just the same. And I've always protected Candy and I've never really said anything bad about Candy. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but, even me as somebody who's like Team Candy, even I feel like, okay, Candy Girl, you've had enough time to kind of, process everything. I think Bravo has gone above and beyond to go ahead and repair the damage because Candy's biggest issue was, oh, she could have stopped my bag and she could have got me in so much trouble. That didn't happen. And Bravo went ahead. They gave you Candy Coated Nights. They gave you another spinoff. They've given you all of this press on the show. And she's the one who gets the most press about her business. And I feel like, they've done their due diligence. And now if Candy feels like, she can't be on the show if we bring Phaedra back, then that's a choice that Candy made. And we have to let her make it. Like, we can't keep stopping the show, for her. And I love her, Candy. Like, I love you, Candy, if you're listening. But I just think that it's time.
I know, I agree with you. And I felt like that was a terrible lie that Phaedra made up. I can't believe Portia just just believed it like hook, line, and sinker. So it always kind of makes me wonder like, did Portia know and she was in on the whole hoax? But she faced her demon season 12, season 10. That was right after Phaedra was no longer on the show. Portia dealt with that. Other people have had to face people that makes them uncomfortable.
Right.
I
Let
don't
me
see
pause you.
why Candy. Go
Let me
ahead.
pause you for just 1 second. This is a perfect opportunity for me to address this. I posted this comment or pinned this comment on the screen. I don't understand why you guys try to slam me for being quote unquote biased. This is Bingeworthy. This is my channel. This is me sharing my experience with you guys in a way that I feel that is most entertaining. How in the world could I do what I do without having a soul and without having an opinion? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
This is
And
not
you're gonna
CNN.
and you're going to connect with the people on the show that you connect with. So I don't look at it as you're being biased. That's just how you said you experience the show, you experience the people. And as the seasons go on, there are things like I used to love Candy. I
Mhm.
love the fact that she was emotional and I was a fan of her since Escape, and I love the fact that she's a songwriter, she's
Mhm.
creative. But then as the seasons have gone on, I just kind of feel like, oh my gosh, this grudge is just too intense. And then I kind of felt like, I think she is in some sort of alliance and X, Y, and Z. So then I did not connect with her on that same level, but I still really, really like her.
Right.
But, my opinion doesn't make me biased. It's just an opinion.
Right. And the thing is, I never like try to force you guys to agree with my opinion. I highlight some people who conflict with my opinion. I love the back and forth. I love,
Hmm.
coming from my perspective of like a Nene fan or as a Kenya fan. And I love seeing, in ways that I challenge, Nene fans, in their beliefs. Like to me, that's what makes this fun. And like, who wants to
Yeah.
live in a world where everybody is one,
Thinks
like
the same.
thinks the same? That's boring. So if I am biased, I never said that I wasn't. I never said that I'm, news. I never said that I wanted to be even a journalist. I am sharing my
Yeah.
experience with all of you guys. And as long as you
It's
guys love
totally
it,
fine.
I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. I say keep doing what you all are doing. I like how everyone has their own style, your style of reporting, editing, how you use graphics, and Michelle Brown, how she uses her visuals. I've been reading straight from the A.com for years, and I told all my friends about it as well.
Right.
But you can have whatever take you want. It's an angle.
Right.
It's an angle, and that's it. So no, don't ever worry that you're biased, because you're not. You're giving your opinion. It's totally fine.
Right. And in fact, that's what makes me binge worthy.
Hmm.
Well,
Exactly.
thank you so much for calling. I always look forward to hearing you call.
Yes, I love talking with you too. I'll let you get to the next caller. Have a good one.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Okay, I got disconnected. We spoke earlier, but you asked me if I had anything else I wanted to speak about. But most definitely, I think one of the things all of us listeners are really stuck on by saying that we do not like this season is because I'm assuming a lot of us have came from the beginning. In the
Mm-hmm.
beginning, at the beginning, it was so raw. I mean, it was realistic. And it just seems like when you get to season 12, it's like, I don't want to get on camera unless I got this concocted storyline. It's like, what happened to is sometimes being raw, bare, and
Mm-hmm.
just unscripted and not having.
Uh-oh. Hello? Can you hear me? Uh-oh, guys, I'm sorry. It looks like she got disconnected. Let me go ahead and take another call. Call back in if you still are on in the chat. Hello? You got your official setup here. How are you?
Hi, how are you, baby? How you doing, Justin?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, you know it. You know it.
So, which part of this show do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about what you love, what you hated?
Yes.
Okay.
I got a lot to say, baby. A whole lot.
Okay.
The problem I have is this is Eva. She was on live about two or 3 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually talked to her a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I had to ask her, I'm like, why would you talk about PJ? Little PJ didn't do nothing. Didn't
Mm-hmm.
do nothing. But in the episode, she said, did she look like Dennis with a bow? Why would you even act like that?
You said Eva said that?
Even in that episode when she was talking about she needs to worry about her, her C-section. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
Eva said that.
Yeah, I have a confession. I just skip all of Eva's parts. So I never really know what happens with Eva.
I don't blame you.
But what did Eva say when you confronted her?
But she's, I feel like when I asked her that, she tried to change the subject, then she hung up on her live on Instagram.
She
I
hung
asked
up
her
the whole
about
live?
3 times.
She hung up the whole live?
She hung up the whole live.
No, my bad. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And she didn't even come back?
She didn't come back, baby.
Oh,
she didn't
wow.
come back. So I knew she didn't like the fact, because see, in the thing, she knows she said this. She knows she said it. So I hope in this reunion they bring that up.
Right. So basically, Eva was like,
Well. Next question. See ya.
You need to tell me where your certificate at, because I'm a travel agent. Emerald Isles Travel Agency.
mm-hmm.
Hey y'all, call me. But you need to you have to actually talk to somebody in the jurisdiction. I might not saying it right, but you have to actually go through it and sign the documents and do all that good stuff, all that good jazz before you even go outside the United States because they have to see the certificate when you go outside outside the United States to get married.
Mm-hmm.
So where's the certificate?
Well, I've not asked Kenya to show it. If she says she's married, I believe her.
I don't believe her.
Well,
I need to find out. I need somebody challenge those Kenya fans. Where's her certificate?
okay. Well, well, I will go ahead and pass that message along. But thank you so much for calling. I'm going to go ahead and take a couple more calls, okay?
Love you.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Oh, shit, my bad. I was looking at the comments. I'm doing good. Yes, I'm finally in here. Yes. I've been waiting. I didn't have some stuff to say. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm stopped swearing. I'm just too excited. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. What do you have to say?
Okay. Great. First, I wanted to say that I actually enjoyed this season. I do agree with everyone else. I do feel like that this was kind of like a two-part season. Like, part of it was about Kenya and Nene, and then the other part, like this whole snake gate type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoyed the season. I found the drama to be entertaining, as it should be, as reality television should be. The only thing I didn't quite enjoy is everyone really talking about bringing Phaedra back, and this is why. I don't think people really understand how detrimental what she did was, because if Kandi and Todd's plan was actually to do that to Portia, would everybody be telling Portia to get over it?
Right. Well, I understand that, and I think that Bravo did. Can you hear me?
I understand I can hear you. I understand what everyone's saying about how Bravo did take care of Kandi, but if she had actually tried to do it, would people be telling Portia to get over it? I don't think accusing someone of doing something like that is something that can be or should be swept under the rug so easily, because it is something
but it
that
wasn't
people
so
actually
easily.
have to deal with.
Phaedra's been off the show for 2
If y'all
years.
bring her, I'm sorry, but and this is coming from somebody that has brothers and stuff. If you accuse my brother of trying to assault you and he never actually did that, you're at the time of jail the amount of jail time that he was going to get, you need to get. The stigma that he was going to carry around for the rest of his life, you need to carry. That is something that people have to deal with, and you need to deal with that stigma. She's good for television, but I just don't think that we need to be saying, oh, because we want entertainment, we need to forgive that she went that far for it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely understand. I definitely understand. So what else did you like about this season?
Oh my God, so listen, my favorite part was not like the shows. It was the mess them B words got into on social media afterwards, because it was just, I don't know, I think they just gave us such a good all-around experience with like the behind-the-scenes tea that all of the YouTubers got to spill with the Twitter and the backwork and stuff like that. And Nene's song, I am not a Nene fan. I am not whatsoever. But I really don't think we would have got that. Sweeter than some bubble gum. 1, 2, 3. I run the numbers up without this season. I really just don't think so. I just think that everything that was happening. I'm sorry, y'all, but that was a bob. I don't care what it was. That was an
Yeah, it was
bob.
a bob.
That was a bob.
Well, thank you so much for calling. The chat line is completely full, so I want to go ahead and get as many people as I can. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, guys. Enjoy the rest.
All right. I am going to take a couple more calls. Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you?
I'm good. Hi, Justin. How you doing?
I am doing as good as I can without, seeing this Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion these spoilers.
I know. Like when I tell you, it's so crazy because like I'm so over this season, but I can't stop watching. It's like a perfect train wreck.
Right.
But I do watch your videos. I am a subscriber, but I'm not like an avid, but I do watch your videos along with other YouTubers. So I saw one of your videos this afternoon and I did comment when they were talking about when you were just talking about the back and forth with Nene and Kenya. And I've been watching since the beginning and I've always been a Nene fan. I'm not even going front, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But she went to one of the things that you said was that she went too far with the off limits, with the kids being off limits. That is something that Nene has always said, and she went against her own. She went against her own, like her own wording, and was like, and she's been talking about, you know, Little Brooklyn. I mean, granted, it's semantics. Like I understand what she's trying to say, but it's a semantics and it's a terrible play on words. Like you said what you said
Right.
and it's not okay. But I just really wish that it just like, I mean, they're the same person. Like,
And are you talking
really,
about
if
Nene's
it's
comments about the egg?
yeah, about the chicken, like where she got her eggs or whatever, and about it coming from a chicken,
Yeah.
and then the buffalo comment. I mean,
And
it
as a
was
woman, like, how do you feel about the egg comment? Do you feel like, even though she was talking about Kenya's eggs, like, do you feel like if it was you, she would have been talking about your child?
No, I don't feel like she would have been talking about my child. And I have I have a 4-year-old, so I don't feel like she would have been talking about my child. But it's still not okay for you to say, like,
Right.
it's not your place. So she was out of line. She was
But
in the wrong lane when she said something. Period.
but when she said that, isn't she insinuating that Kenya may not be her mom? Like,
Yeah, she was kind of, and that was very rude.
so, I mean, I can't even lie. I did, chuckle just a little bit. But then when I thought about it, I was just like, oh, wait a minute. That is not okay.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it was funny in the moment. It was a good read, but then it was like, Nene, come on now. Like,
Right.
that's too, you crossing the line that you said, you crossing your own line that you drew. Like,
Right.
come on, girl.
And then, like, people are saying that I'm wrong for feeling like Nene's apology in Greece was fake. My thing is, I would hate for y'all to apologize to me, because if you apologize to me, I assume that what you're apologizing for, you will never do again. You won't even come close to that. So,
Well, yeah, it wasn't even, and that's the thing. It didn't even follow like that, like what I like to call the reality TV rule. Because you know how they say, if you're apologizing, you're not going to use the word if, and she still used the word if. So it's like, again, yes, I'm a huge Nene fan, but girl, it couldn't be genuine even if you didn't say if, because in one breath you apologize to her and now you still talking about the baby, like,
right.
not okay.
Right.
Or not that you're necessarily talking about the baby, but you're still like, you're treading in those waters. She just needs to stay out of the waters of people's children.
Right. And I appreciate you being a Nene fan who can actually, be honest and be like, okay, like that was a little Apollo lie. That was not necessarily,
it was Apollo lie. Yes.
That was not a real apology.
I mean, I'm hoping that the reunion will bring us plenty of shade, plenty of reads. Like, I'm real, like I said, I'm over it, but I'm like real, like I'm waiting to see what they gonna bring from this telecast thing. Like, it's too much.
Oh, speaking of the reunion, hold on one second. Do you guys want me to play this little sneak peek / clip that I found on social media? I want to see some purple hearts in the chat if you guys want me to play this, or if you just want to wait, and get all the tea when Bravo release it. Let's see what they say in the chats. Can we get some purple hearts? And can I get some likes on this video? I will play it if we can get to 200 likes. I will play this clip. And that ain't asking for much because we already at 186.
Like, I sent my purple heart.
Oh, but okay, we had 200 likes. Okay, so let me go ahead and play this little clip. Now, it's not a lot. Let me go ahead and context the clip really quick. So basically, it's going to be Nene's son, Brent, but you can kind of hear Nene on the phone talking, trash about something that happened at the reunion. And then you see Nene kind of walk by like, boy, hang up that video and stop spilling my tea. So I'm going to go ahead and play the video. Oh, is that not it?
Talk shit about me, and then furthermore, I've already been on
1 second, y'all. I am having a little bit of.
Okay. You can't say anything like that. Mama was trying to get in, like, no, they have a regular friend. Okay. And they were like, shut up. Shut her completely down.
He said you were fat.
Did y'all see it? Did y'all hear it? Let me do it again.
Talk shit about me, and then furthermore, I've already been on Wendy's show one time since she and I been cool. Okay. So you can't say anything like that. Mama was trying to get in, like, no, they have a regular friend. Okay. And they were like, shut up. Shut her completely down.
He said you were fat.
So yeah, like we got some, a little bit of sneak peek. I guess somebody, probably said that, oh, now that I think about it, she probably was talking about Kandi, because y'all remember Kandi said that she thinks that Wendy and Nene's like friendship is fake, and the girls were feeling like Nene has Wendy Williams on speed dial. So maybe Nene was just like, girl, bye. If I want to call Wendy, I'm gonna call Wendy. Somebody said real tea.
Talk shit about me, and then furthermore, I've already been on Wendy's show one time since she and I been cool. Okay. So you can't say anything like that. Mama was trying to get in, like, no, they have a regular friend. Okay. And they were like, shut up. Shut her completely down.
He said you were fat.
Okay, so yeah, that was our first look at the reunion. So actually, this is the perfect time for me to segue into everything that I felt that Real Housewives of Atlanta got wrong.
Now, I can't even front like I was completely bored with this season, but as far as Real Housewives of Atlanta seasons go, season 12 was meh. I really believe that there were so many things that Bravo just got wrong. They did a great job drawing us in, promising us so much drama, but when it came down to it, they kind of left us hanging. So yeah, I totally agree with Bravo Psychology who tweeted, I don't know who edited this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, but y'all don't make no sense. There was no flow or even entertainment for that matter. There was no resolution to anything, Arguments, Giovanna, Snakegate, Kenya's marriage all escalated, then vanished without a trace. Such a shame with the facepalm emoji. And I guess after taking a look at some of the drama that Bravo teased in the original trailer for this season, they technically gave us what they promised. But I personally wanted to see a lot more of Kenya and Mark. Whether it was good or bad, it just feels like the drama from their divorce just came and it went, and I'm still confused trying to understand where they are right now. I also felt like they missed the mark with Snakegate. It was getting like really exhausting, but all of a sudden, Snakegate just went away, and I still don't know who was really the snake. Yeah, there's so much that Bravo just got wrong. So let's talk about it, and let's talk about whether or not you guys think we are in need of a major cast shakeup for The Real Housewives of Atlanta season 13.
Hello.
Hi, I'm on. Hi, Justin.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. And you?
I'm doing pretty good.
That's good.
What do you feel like Bravo got wrong with this season?
Okay, well, first of all, I think they bringing Kenya back was just like the perfect move, but how everything was just so chopped up. It just didn't flow well. And her and Nene, Lord, I hope my phone don't go. I literally have like 5%. Her and Nene in the episodes, they built the drama up to be something that has been recycled over and over and over again. And oh my God, my phone is about to go out.
We can still hear you. Uh-oh, we lost her, guys. Let me go ahead and take another call. Hello?
Hey, Justin.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. Mucho love from Puerto Rico. How are you doing? How all things doing over there?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
Feeling great. Obviously, another day at work, but the isolation is getting to me. But hey, we push forward.
Okay. So tell me, what do you want to talk about tonight about the show?
Well, basically, it started. The season started off right, with Kenya and her baby. The much joy that she felt, bringing a new life into this world. But then all of a sudden, Snake Gate came into the picture, and everything started going chaotic.
Right.
Chaotic.
Okay.
And then I don't know. To me, it just went downhill from there.
Right. Well, what did you feel like, they should have done differently?
Basically, they should have like, I don't know, maybe they should have like done a whole lot of better job, because they inserted Giovanna into the mix, and then she started like going, oh, I cannot tell you who did it, and all along it was her.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, then Nene goes by saying that she wasn't last season on the finale. She wasn't saying that, referring to baby Brooklyn as a buffalo, when I saw the video, and technically she was referring to Kenya as having a buffalo.
Right.
So she was going a little bit too low below the welt. And if you remember, as much as
oh, we lost time. Let me take another caller. Hello. Hello.
Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, I'm on. Okay. I'm good. How you doing? First time I'm calling in.
Doing nice.
Yeah.
And what do you want to talk about?
Yeah. Oh, I was just going to, I guess, as far as with me watching the show, I think it was a pretty good season. At least the second part of it. The first half of it was kind of like many say it was a buzz. It was more annoying than anything else. Like it was all over the place. They had the thing with Portia and animal thing. Then they had Nene. She wasn't really on there, but she was talked about, which was basically Cynthia and Eva whole entire storyline for about five episodes. Which I find that annoying because it's sitting here hearing somebody talk about somebody that's not there. To me, that wasn't as much fun. But the Snake Gate thing, the thing with Giovanna, I think Giovanna dropped the ball on the Snake Gate thing, because at the I guess whatever that was, wherever it was, Giovanna was supposed to, I guess feed everybody curiosity as to what the Snake Gate is. She didn't do that. Instead, she went after Portia with the animal and dentist thing, which when I don't think it was supposed to go that way. I think she was supposed to get into it with Cynthia and bring up that Snake Gate thing, because I think Cynthia clueless as about the Snake Gate thing, but she was supposed to become aware, but Kenya made sure that didn't happen by jumping between Nene and Cynthia every time Nene go to talk to her. So at the end of that, Nene just was like, whatever go down, went down. But
okay. All right. So you enjoy Snake Gate the most, right?
Huh?
So you enjoy the Snake Gate the most?
I enjoyed it until it wasn't. I wanted to know who the snake was, but Giovanna, it just annoyed me when she did not just come out and say exactly what the snake was. Even if the snake is an audio clip taken from Barbo's filming, it didn't matter. I still wanted to see what and who the snake was, but she didn't do that. So I found Snake Gate annoying at the end. And then when Ivana and Eva becoming friends, and then Ivana try to get back on the show through Eva, I see where that backfired, because after that I said I don't want to hear nothing else about no Snake Gate.
Right.
I rather see this thing go down with Nene and Kenya.
All
Which
right.
is crazy.
All
But
right.
I'm here
Well,
for it.
all right. Well, thank you so much for calling. I definitely want to get a couple more callers in, but I could talk to you all night, Miss Barbara.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks for calling. I'll talk to you next time.
Okay.
Bye. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello. I'm fine. How are you, Justin?
I'm doing well. How did you feel about Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12?
Well, first, I do want to say something. I just want to say, as a Black woman, I really appreciate you. You are so respectful when you talk about these ladies. I don't see what the issue is. You just give your opinion in a very respectful way. And I think that as a community, it's great for us to see you on a platform and not just dragging these women like some people do.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate that. It would be so much easier to do that. But, I just feel like that's not really my style. And I always say I have 6 sisters, so I can't do that.
Great. Okay, so my main issue with this season is the whole situation with Cynthia and the card. I feel like that is not even brought up. She straight up tried to make it seem like Kenya was the one who leaked this card out, and she did it, and she didn't even take any responsibility. She didn't apologize for lying about Kenya. And I love Nene. I'm from Detroit, so I love Kenya too. And I don't feel like I have to pick. I just feel like right is right and wrong is wrong. And Nene has been so wrong, and Kenya has too. And I feel like they're just the same. Like neither one of them really take full responsibility. But I would say that Kenya does more than Nene.
Really?
Definitely. Because even with, I was just watching Watch What Happens Live, and she said that on one of the episodes, like she apologizes for calling Tanya something, the C word. And Nene, when they did the does she regret anything? She said she didn't regret anything. She didn't regret throwing the popcorn. She didn't regret anything that Andy was asking her. And I've never seen her give a sincere apology. Portia tried to make Kenya accept her apology, but I don't have to accept your apology if you're saying, if you felt like I tried to say this, then no.
You're right. And that's the thing, like, obviously I'm not Team Nene, but deep down inside, I actually love Nene. I just don't ignore her BS. And it puts me in a weird position where people feel like, oh, like Nene didn't do this, or oh, you being so hard on Nene. If Nene says that she did it and she don't care and she proud of it and she wouldn't change it, why am I supposed to be sympathetic, or why am I supposed to act like she didn't do it? That makes no sense.
Yeah. Yeah, but I definitely feel like she should take accountability for that card and what she did to Cynthia. Like, that was kind of bold. Like, you're acting like you're so sincere. You're really trying to make her look bad. Like, that was horrible. And then it's like it just got all washed up, and no one even says anything about the fact that she lied. And Love B. Scott put her all on blast, and it's like it just went away. What happened to that?
Right. Fans are amazing, but Nene Leakes fans, they let a lot of stuff slip through the crack.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, just I love your show. So just keep doing what you're doing. You're great.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good in here. How about you?
I'm doing great. How do you feel about season 12?
Well, I'm gonna have to follow down the line like everybody else. This season was kind of like a womp womp for me, like womp womp.
Do you even know like what would have made it better, or are you just feeling like that ain't my job? It's up to Bravo to do that.
Well, it really ain't my job. I ain't getting no peach check, but Honestly, they could have just kept everything flowing, like everybody already said. They could have kept everything flowing. My first thing was for this season was to get into this Portia situation, and they kind of just went there and they said, "All right, next drama situation." I'm like, "Wait, what?"
Right.
I wasn't done, so they kind of just left that off for me. So I was a little like, "Okay, whatever it goes on that one, I guess." And then the whole snake egg situation, I'm not gonna go into that because that was a mess. It was just a mess.
Right.
That snake egg was just a straight up mess because I was into it, and then that whole situation was a whole lot of. And you know what? I'm glad they got rid of what's her face because she needed to go anyway.
Yomina.
Yeah, her. She needed to go. She was getting on my nerves even being there.
Yomani.
I don't care for her over here trying to act like everybody deviled eggs taste the same. So she already wrong. Nope, bye.
Right. I saw that she posted like that she posted insinuating that she's gonna be at the reunion. I'm just like, girl, we're not pressed. We're not moved. We're not moved.
We're really not. We're really not. We really are not. Like, sweetie, you being there is not going to make any difference for the rest of us.
Right.
You were there and you got moved to the side. Last thing we saw was you leaving the hotel, and that's all we needed to see of you. Bye.
Right. All right. Well, before I let you go, is there anything else you wanted to say about this season?
Nothing. I mean, I'm gonna just say, like I already said in the chat, I like Nene, but she dropped the ball for me this season. She was a whole lot this season. And you know, I mean, Kenya has her moments, and Kenya be rubbing me the wrong way. But you know what? If they both acting like this, if they both need to go.
Right. So you said Nene disappointed you. Did you say she's been lying?
No, Nene is wrong. When she's wrong, she's wrong. And that whole, whether she did spit or the action of spitting is gross.
Mm-hmm.
And spitting, that's fighting stuff. I'm sorry. If anybody spit on me, that's a whole fight ready to start. I'm so sorry, but I will fight you. You put your DNA anywhere on me. I'm sorry.
Right. Well, thanks for calling. I really appreciate you calling in and entertaining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. Yes, guys, if you are just joining the show, I see a lot of you guys are asking how to call in. I've been placing the link in the chat, but before we, move forward, because I want to take a couple more calls, I want to give you guys all an opportunity to, am I saying that right? I feel like every time I say opportunity, it's the wrong word. But anyways, give you guys a chance to become a Bingeworthy member. Hi, it's Justin Diego, and I am so excited that you decided to slam that join button to find out more about becoming a member. Now, memberships is a new YouTube feature that allows subscribers to support their favorite creators, all while getting a lot more access to them. As a member, you pay a small monthly subscription fee for access to some really cool perks that I've categorized into 4 different tiers. For example, with the $2 tier, which is the lowest tier, you get access to member-only badges, member-only emojis, and discounts on all my merch. And as we go up, you get access to even bigger discounts, early access to my video intros hours before the full video goes public, and you could even get a personal shout out from me in one of my videos. I want to shout out one of my favorite members right now. Follow him on Instagram @Gooseby. He always has the most to say, but too bad he's not in Kenya. Finally, with the highest tier, I actually send you exclusive merchandise that nobody else has to your doorstep every other month, along with some more pretty cool stuff. Now, I already see you over there giving me the side eye, worrying if things are changing here for the worse. Relax. I can assure you that member or no member, there are always going to be more exciting new videos from Bingeworthy headed your way, and that is definitely not going to be changing anytime soon.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being a loyal subscriber, and hopefully now you're a member. And if you have any questions, definitely feel free to hit me up on Instagram and I will answer all your questions. Thanks again for clicking that join button. I'll see you members on the next one.
Hi.
Hello. Hello. Hi, how are you?
Hello.
I can hear you. I added 2 of you guys to the chat so that we can all chat. How are you guys doing tonight?
I'm doing good.
What's up, Justin?
Awesome. How do you guys feel about Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12?
Okay, let me just say this. Kenya carried this whole season, period. Like
Her back is hurting, right?
yes, if she wasn't on the show, what
gotta
would they
replace the
have
cast.
talked about? Period. Like the whole show was about her this season, and nobody can deny that. And if they do, they're delusional because nobody had a storyline besides Kenya and Portia slightly.
Right. How do you feel, Nicholas?
They gotta replace the cast. They gotta bring in Phaedra. They gotta bring in Tamar. They gotta bring in other people because I don't like it.
You know what? I would love to see Tamar on the show.
I know y'all would
think
love to
she
see
would
Tamar, but it
really
ain't
shake
happening.
things up. It wouldn't
She's
because
different.
she needs a bigger bag.
Right.
And let's be real, Bravo's not going to pay that bag.
And more than anything, Bravo doesn't like to kind of have recycled people. They like to make their own Bravo celebrities. So if you guys notice, they don't really go after people who've been on reality TV shows before. So unfortunately, Tamar is just gonna have to stay at WeTV.
True.
Right.
Or maybe VH1.
I think Tamar actually is getting her own series, though. I think I saw that somewhere that she's hosting something or that she's getting her own
Yeah, the
series.
VH1 joint.
Yeah, I saw that. Hopefully that works out for her. So what did you love the most about this season, Nicholas, or do you only have bad things to say?
No, I like Portia. That's it. That's the only good thing I have to say. That's the only reason why I watched the show in the first place, because of Portia. Because she her storyline is I don't know, not her storyline. It's she's funny, but the other ones I don't really care for. Kenya, she has been holding the season by herself, but I don't know.
Okay, and what about you, Monique? What did you?
Well, see, I'm a Kenya fan, but Portia is a fellow Cancer like me, so I love her, period. She can really kind of do no wrong in my eyes, but I do give her some side eye. But what I can say about this season is people have made me mad. Like the fans have really pissed me off because they really feel like Kenya should have paid Nene more than dust. Because at the end of the day, I don't think people understand that Kenya wasn't on last season because she had a difficult pregnancy and she almost died giving birth to her daughter, who was absolutely freaking beautiful. And Nene went on a freaking comedy tour doing jokes about her like that was cool during that time. And everybody knows that when you're pregnant, that's literally the hardest time of your life. There's never been a pregnancy that's been easy unless you just one of those lucky people. So no, Kenya should have paid her dust like she did. And I feel like there was nothing genuine about Nene's apologies because how I look at it is if you apologize to me and then in the next breath you're dissing me, then it wasn't a real apology. It was a
Period.
lie.
Period. And I don't
that's
get what people
exactly-
don't understand about that.
Want to because Kenya has played the villain on the show for so long that they don't look at her as a human being. And at the end of the day, she's human, period. That's just what it is. I don't care what she's said or done. Apollo already cleared that she never messed with Phaedra's marriage. Kim Fields, so what? She pulled out her chair. She was trying to get Kim Fields to come out of her box because Kim Fields was all about her kids and her husband, and she literally had lost herself. That's why Kenya brought her on the show. And then she throws light shade that people just, tend to up like it's more than what it is. And let's be real about the whole cookie lady thing. Tanya wouldn't know crap if Cynthia hadn't have brought it to her attention. Kenya asked that question to see if would you even want to know before I tell you anything. And when Tanya was like, no, we good, Kenya said that she wasn't going to tell her nothing. So it wouldn't have even been a thing had Cynthia not gone behind Kenya's back and said what she said. So that's just that on that.
Right. Well, thank you for, sticking up for the queen. Nicholas, do you have anything to add before I let you guys go?
Yeah, Tanya is good too. And what else? Yeah. I just watch it for Portia.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for calling. I'll
No
see you in the chat.
problem. All right.
All right, bye-bye. Hello? Hello, can you hear me? I can't hear you. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing fine there, Mr. Bingeworthy. Yes, I'm just calling to say, look, I love Kenya, Miss USA, Detroit. Always loved her. I was there when she won Miss Michigan, and I was there when she won Miss USA. We celebrated out here in these Detroit streets, and we love Miss Kenya more. And she is the reason why I watch this show. I don't watch a lot of drama, but whenever I need a little drama in my life, I like Real Housewives of Atlanta featuring Kenya, Miss USA, Detroit. And she's running that show. And what I would like to say is just plain simple about the ratings of Real Housewives of Atlanta. People are talking about the ratings. Those numbers have dropped down low because over the years, people have been watching Real Housewives of Atlanta on many other social network sites, websites. And this is why those Bravo numbers have come down. But you can better believe Kenya has brought the excitement, she has brought the energy, and she has brought the life back to Real Housewives of Atlanta. I hear people saying that Kenya and Nene are just alike, but Kenya and Nene are nothing alike. Kenya has been A plus, 4.0, valedictorian, magna cum laude all of her life as a student in the Detroit public schools, and all the way to college to her PhD, she was always magna cum laude. Nene was swinging on a pole. Nene was doing lap dances or whatever she was doing, stealing, getting mug shots. They are nothing alike. And when you bring those two together, you have one Kenya who has the charisma, who has the finesse, and who thrives in the spotlight and who understands the spotlight. Nene is too ratchet and illiterate, coupled with very childish to understand. Mr. Bingeworthy, I would like to say that I have never ever seen one celebrity because children and the people in the public, we look up to these celebrities and we want to be just like them. And I've never seen one celebrity to ever make a promise to children and not make good on that promise. What Nene did was horrible. And Kenya, as Miss USA, she said that she would always be there for those children, and she was.
Okay.
Nene reneged on that promise that she made to the children of the Detroit public schools for 20,000. And every time she gets asked about it, about her absenteeism in paying her due, Nene is always copping an attitude and making excuses for why. She said that Kenya made a mockery of it. I don't care what Kenya did. Kenya paid her 20,000, and we waiting for you, Miss Nene Leakes, to pay that 20,000.
Well, I'm a Kenya fan, and I definitely appreciate you, supporting her. But I want to go ahead and get to some more callers. But I appreciate you calling. Okay.
Mr. Bingeworthy, can I say one last thing before I go?
Of course.
Just one last thing, real quick, because Nene is always saying things, and she opens herself up to be ridiculed. She called Kenya's baby an animal of some sort, a buffalo, when Kenya's baby is the most elegant and beautiful child I've seen in Real Housewives of Atlanta history. Nothing like those two buffaloes that Nene gave birth to, two buffaloes, just like they Manny. Thank you very much.
See, I knew I should have cut his mic, y'all. That is not what we are doing.
No, my bad. I'm sorry.
Hello.
buffalo.
That is not what we're doing, Christy. That is not what we're doing.
Oh my God. I'm so done.
Didn't that come out of nowhere?
Wait, not the buffalo. Oh my God. And Mammy, oh my God.
I'm stressed.
I'm down with Pops McGee.
Right.
He went too far with that one. I mean, I understand where he was coming from, but the buffalo and the mammy, okay, but you're talking about how Kenya is this high class, not taking away none of her accolades, but not the mammy and the buffalo. Oh, Pops did it. He did enough with me. I didn't even know I was next. I was like, oh my.
Right, and you see how he tried to play it off like he was just
right. I thought you mute. I was like, he's still laughing. I'm laughing on the without the mute. I'm sorry. But let me get to the point because I know you have a million other callers. I enjoyed the show. I personally, I live for the drama. Nene and Kenya going back and forth. That's just something that was bound to happen anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Did I think Nene's apology was sincere? Absolutely not. I'm a Nene fan. That's my girl. But the apology was not sincere. That spiritual journey, baby, you need to get on your knees, talk to the Lord a little bit more deeper. Right. But like I said, that's my girl. But Kenya, she does have a way of provoking people. Like at the very last episode, when she walked over there, when they were having a heated argument anyway, you're walking behind the individual that you're arguing with. That's a no-no. You're in my personal space. And at this point, I don't want you in my personal space.
Right.
And when she got up, that was a defense mechanism. And I would have done the same thing. And anyone who disagrees, you're a liar. Because if you're arguing with somebody and it's been going on off camera, on camera, for however long, you're always on defense mode. And she had no right to go over there and talk to Shamia. She could have said, Shamia, hey, girl, let me talk to you on the side. We can get a little kiki in. Right. You did not have to go behind her.
The thing is, we know what it was. And I have to be honest. For me, I feel like she was doing her job, and I just feel like that created, another segment of this whole situation, because before that it was going to be just Kenya and Marlo and it was going to be like, just dead. But I just feel like, when she got up, that got me excited. But I do understand at the same time, if Nene would have gotten physical, then, it would have been, put on Kenya. So it's just like, I just don't want to live in a world where people can't be a little provocative on TV.
Right. You can be provocative on TV, but don't be provoking. Right. Don't provoke. Don't poke the bear. Because you keep poking that bear, she's going to, that's any person. When you box them in the corner, and Kenya has stated this on her confessional, I'm scrappy. Okay, then. If you said that, then don't think that no one else feels this way. And I feel like Nene was wrong for talking with Wendy, and I feel like there was, something that was already in the works anyway, to talk about her eggs and the chickens and all this other stuff. I was like, girl, this too much here. I said, oh my God, please. I wanted to put her on mute and say, be quiet. You on your spiritual journey, baby. That's a no-no. Like, just leave her alone. Whatever she got to say about you, she feel like you're a bully, then that's her opinion about you. It doesn't make you or break you. She's a bully in her own right. She talked about Kim Zolciak's daughter. Although Kim Zolciak's daughter is grown, she needs to have in her own mind that, hey, sorry about the background, I'm driving. In the background, she needs to have that same energy. Like, you're talking about someone's daughter, regardless of whether 25, 30, 12, 5, or, in the womb. You need to keep that same energy and that momentum going. Like, don't disrespect anyone's child. You have wrecked people's relationships. You sat there and talked about how Portia's husband, Cordell, was a beard. She was a beard in the whole situation. You wanted Apollo, let's be clear. You wanted him. I mean, he fine now, but you wanted him.
Right.
And you were flirting. You were doing a little too much. And you just came for a lot of relationships. And you're upset that, hey, they're speaking on your relationship, but you want it to be off limits.
Right.
Like the dude openly said, I don't like being married. Can't you see it? It's obvious. But you don't want anyone to speak on that because you feel like that's off limits. Yes, relationships are a sore spot, but baby, you need to think about that and take that in consideration when you're, doing all this. And the cookie lady, how dare you? Like, come on. Tanya is so bubbly and she's such a bubbly person. Why would you do that to her?
Right.
She's not a reader. She doesn't read. She's just a good girl.
Right.
And to bring a cookie lady, and then the cookie lady, she was not the prettiest cookie in the box.
Right. Cookie monster.
Right. I wouldn't be eating none of them cookies. She rolling on their little dough bread, baby. No ma'am, no sir.
Right. Well, I definitely want to get these last couple of callers because I was only trying to go for an hour. But I appreciate you calling.
All right. Appreciate you. Love you, just Diego. I'll be listening.
Thank you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Hello.
Hi, I'm here.
Hi. I have another caller on the line as well. Sanazo, can you hear me? I can't hear you. It looks like you didn't enable your mic. Okay. And can you hear me? I can't hear you. All right. So I will just talk to you. How are you?
I'm doing good. I came back because I thought about something that I really liked about the show, and I didn't hear anybody else bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite episodes was the Ken versus Kenya. Just thinking about it just makes me laugh.
What did you like about it the most?
Every time she shut up when dude talked.
Well, I'm Team Toro, so I'm triggered. So go ahead and say what you got to say. You got 30 seconds.
It was just funny because I've been in situations like that. So I didn't see anything wrong with it. I thought it was hilarious. What made it even more funny was how Kandi and Portia was acting. Every time he said something, they were like, look at her, quiet as a church mouse. Right. So that was one of my favorite episodes. Kenya did carry the season, and it kept everyone talking.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you for calling back in.
Of course.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. So I'm at the point where I'm ready to dip. Let me see some purple hearts if you guys are fine with us ending the show here. Or let me know if you guys want me to stay on and take a couple of more calls. Do you guys want me to take more calls? Y'all say no, y'all don't want me to take no more calls? All right, well, it's been fun. I'm kidding. Somebody said do not end it. All right, I will take a couple of more calls.
For today's video, we are doing things a little bit different. Yes, you made it here for the live discussion, so it's definitely time for you to join the conversation. And you don't gotta download no app or nothing. Just click the StreamYard link that I've placed in the live chat to join the broadcast. You can come on camera if you want to, or you can just be like me, serving podcast vibes here in my pajamas. Yeah, I know that y'all are used to getting all my Justin Diego theories, but today, I want to hear from you. Our live discussion continues right now.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. I guess we're going to talk about the show. I got a lot to say, but about this season.
All right. I'm setting the timer for a minute or two, though, because y'all been going off.
No, I ain't going to be on that. I ain't going to be going on like that. But I've been watching Real Housewives since season 1, and now that we're at season 12, and a lot of people are giving Nene. Let me say I'm Team Portia. Let me just say that But I think this season we saw a lot. A lot of the things that Nene has been saying about other cast members on the show. Like this season, I didn't realize Kandi was so messy, and Kandi is very messy.
Why do you say
Um,
that?
for one, like a lot of things, like she's quick to take sides, and then it's like those type of friends, like okay, like now this friend, like a lot of times, like she knew that Kenya was like Kenya, you need to be checked, but she's not going to say anything to Kenya, but she's quick to go check, Nene and Nene and Nene and Nene, and she does that a lot. I've seen that a lot this season, and I used to really like Kandi a lot. But I do see some of the things that what Nene has said about her, that she's really one sided. You know what I'm saying? And so when it comes to her, and then with Cynthia is the same way. But one thing about Cynthia, I think that Cynthia she plots, like really Cynthia already solidified her spot on season 13, because really strategically planning. That's why I believe that's why she's having her wedding October this year, because of course Bravo is going to want to get that. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I think she's mainly like her and Nene, like mainly the two have gotten married on the show, or remarried for Nene, and then Cynthia married Peter. And so now that her and Mike is getting married in October, of course, definitely, Bravo is going to want that footage for that. Kenya, this year, Kenya does Kenya's job. That Bravo has her on to stir the pot. You know what I'm saying? And to get the shakeup going, and then like with Marlo is just a whistleblower. You know what I'm saying? So each one of them, they play their part. But I do believe that for season 13, that Candy's pot need to be stirred a little bit, and I really feel that they need to bring Phaedra back. You know, and because so Kandi was so messy this year, so let's bring Phaedra back to stir her pot next year. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I'm
And
definitely very much ready for that, and I'm definitely here for it. I appreciate you calling.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks for calling. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oop, hello. All right. Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Hello, everyone. No, I really want to talk about like this this reunion. I know I'm not the only one that's very disappointed. I feel like, obviously, unfortunately, with this whole COVID-19 everything, no one would have guessed. But honestly, I'm not looking forward to the reunion, because everyone was looking forward to the looks, the production, everything. Obviously, over the years, the production has been growing. So I think we were all hoping for an in-person reunion, and
it sucks, right? Because this season especially definitely needed, that reunion, and we needed them to we needed the reunion to make sense of everything, and I don't know if a virtual one will be the same.
Yeah, and like you posted on, I already seen some screenshots, and I'm just not liking it the way it looks.
Yeah, and I'm sure they will be able to edit it and change some stuff. But for the most part, I just feel like, it is what it is. They don't edit the way that I edit it. I could make the virtual reunion, a little lit. I would be adding sound effects and zooms and stuff, but they don't edit that way. And I just feel like watch what happens live, and the way that they think they're making that look good, I'm just like, just not impressed.
Yeah, so other than that, honestly, I like all of the girls. I just feel like whenever it depends, the season always depends whether the girls are bringing it or not. Obviously, I feel like this season, Nene, Kenya, Portia, and even Tanya, she brought it with at least her energy. I always feel like sometimes Cynthia, Eva, and kind of Kandi this season, they were just not mentally there, or they seem kind of boring. To me, at least. I like all of them girls. But I just feel like, I don't know, the show is fun when they're all engaged and having fun, having a good time.
Yeah, I definitely. There's nobody that I don't like to the point where I don't want them on the show. But at this point, I don't know what the show needs to do. But all I'm asking for is season 6, season 7 vibes again, and and I'll be okay.
Yeah, well, they in order to get those vibes, I think, yeah, I do believe they do need to shake it up, but like that's the toughest part, like finding people that would come in and shake things up, just like Kenya and Portia did in season 5.
Right. Well, I appreciate you calling, and I see you in the chat. You definitely stand out. So thank you.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
See you later. I'm going to take a couple of you guys at the same time, and let's have a group discussion. Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me, everybody? Can
Yeah,
you hear
I
me,
can hear
Monique?
I can hear you.
I think I heard from everybody except Monique. Monique, can you hear me? Uh-oh. So I guess it's just us three. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great. I'm good, and you?
Doing pretty good. What do you guys want to talk about?
First, I would like to address the fake Billy D. Williams that was on the line a couple of callers back. Let's start with him.
What you got to say?
Okay, first and foremost, I agree with you. You say in order to be provocative, that's good for TV, but you can't be a victim and be provocative at the same time. It doesn't work like that. I mean, you got Kenya. I get it. If her and Nene did not fight this season, they would literally probably been canceled 3 episodes in. Somebody other show would have took over. So I get it, it's good for TV. But for him to bring up her school record and her GPA as to being on the show, it's like it has nothing to do about the show. As a matter of fact, she's not even standing behind those qualities that he named in the show. She's talking about something totally different, which is getting into everybody else's business, debunking it before they can even reveal it themselves, and then telling everybody, oh yeah, let's talk about the fact that I own a hair care product, which was water for a couple of seasons, and then I came in here with a wig and got mad because everybody seen me with a wig on.
Right. Well, let me say this before we move forward. Kind of, piggybacking off previous callers can be a bit of a slippery slope. So since you called, I would rather you talk to me and about, the questions that I'm asking, because I don't want it to turn into that kind of live where people don't feel safe enough to call. But I definitely appreciate it.
I agree. Let's change gears.
Okay.
So what I really wanted to talk about when my phone died previously is how, for me as a spectator for the last 12 years of this going on and seeing the evolution of it. So when it comes to, from me, the reason why I say, hey, this is a really not good season is because when it originally started, it had, Deshaun, who had a husband that was in basketball. They were not only entrepreneurs, they were, philanthropists. You had Kim Zolciak. Of course, she was a mixture. It took it away from it just being, all Black women to a mixture of women and identifying different struggles, not just good struggles, but bad, being able to display a person dealing with sugar daddies. Okay. All right. I can relate to that. That makes perfect sense. People do have that going on. Then you had Kandi. She was, a songwriter. She's an entrepreneur. She's showing people that, hey, even when you come from being an artist, you can still come out and you can make something of yourself in different levels, in different realms. You had all these different people that were on there that were actually doing something with their life, as opposed to trying to create something with the show and trying to push it with the show. And then in turns, they start to watch how they act, how they move, and how the camera sees them.
Okay.
It used to be a point where people would just be on TV and you can just enjoy them and be able to relate to. Now it's like where you say you can't even come out and have a real opinion about something without being afraid that somebody might not give me a sponsorship. And that's how I feel that this season is at an all-time fake as opposed to when it initially started.
Okay, thank you. How do you feel? Is it Giselle?
It is. I think that the show has, in a sense, become redundant. I think that the girls know, what to do to kind of drum up enough to make great TV. I feel that no one had a real, I guess, organic or true storyline besides Portia, with the whole dentist thing. I think, first of all, I think Kenya's drop dead gorgeous. I think she's a beautiful lady, but I think that she knew that her relationship with Mark was going bad before she got back on the show, and bringing him. They wanted her to bring her husband on the show. And in a sense, she did that, but he came on the show and they're breaking up. So now, it kind of worked out in her favor that her marriage is not going well, or it's kind of like, on the verge of being a divorce, because he didn't want to be on the show anyway. And the only way she could have gotten back on the show is by bringing her husband. So I think that was intentional. With Nene, had she not had any conflict with Kenya, she would have served no purpose this season on the show. I
The
really
thing
think
about that is a lot of people are twisting that, and they're saying like, oh, every scene was about Nene. Like every time, there was like a group scene, it was about Nene. And I don't know if that's really a compliment, because it really shows that her only purpose this season was really to fight with Kenya. And, Nene's deeper than that. So.
But she didn't show that. And then last season, when she could have had everyone rooting for her, she was so nasty. Your husband was fighting for his life, and you could have had the whole world rallying around you, but instead you were being just very nasty and just bitter, and it kind of turned people off, the fans as well as your castmates. And I think that's why people are just kind of like over Nene. I mean, even though from season 1, she has always been the protagonist of the show. She's always gotten into it with people. So, I mean, she's still the same person she was from season 1. I just think it's just getting old. There's no growth, or there's no type of, you bought your son a house. Why we didn't see that? You have grandkids. Why we don't see that? You're the matriarch of the show, but you don't, comport yourself as such. And I think that's, why people are over Nene. And then Kenya, you like to stir up drama, and we get it. But for you to attack Tanya, what was the purpose in that? You and her hadn't had no type of conflict prior. So you just attacked her just because it would make good TV. And I think that's the problem of the show. They're doing it for TV as opposed to just letting it be a reality and the cameras follow.
Okay. Well, I definitely appreciate both of you guys calling in. I'm getting an alert that people are trying to join, and there's too many of us in here.
Thank you for taking my call.
You're welcome. Thanks for calling. I'll see you guys in the chat. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Pretty good. How do you feel about season 12?
I think it was a very rough season. I don't know. It had more potential drama that it could have gotten into, but it just didn't hit it for me.
Okay.
Could I list a few people that I think they should throw in the mix just to spice it up a little bit?
Go ahead.
I think somewhere in the future, if they do decide to bring Phaedra back, I think Mama Joyce needs a peach. You saw how she was going to throw that shoe at Carmen?
Mama Joyce is not getting no peach.
Or maybe Monique from Potomac, since Jamal Bryant ex-wife trying to get her off that show.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you saw that video on the internet with Jennifer Williams from Basketball Wives dancing with Nene.
Right. Have you listened to when did you join the live? You just joined?
About 10 minutes ago.
Okay. Two different callers have already called suggesting like people who are already on reality TV. Bravo will not bring somebody who already has like a reality TV presence. They want brand new Bravo celebrities so that they can, be their rise to fame or like be their first, show. Mm-hmm. So unfortunately, Jennifer Williams, she's beautiful. I think that she is entertaining, but her home is on VH1. People bring up Tamar. Her home is WeTV. And I know other networks kind of recycle girls, but if you guys notice, Bravo has never done that. The only person who's come from another network would have been Tiny for the Escape special, but y'all already see that only lasted one special, one commercial.
I was gonna say they could throw Mariah up there since she ain't got her contract yet.
And we've never seen them take people from one of their franchises and take them to another. But you know, I can understand why you guys feel that way for sure.
Yeah. Hopefully, Ronnie and his wife with the bouncing shoulders, the DeVoes, hopefully they might make an appearance.
Right. Well, thank you so much for calling.
Thank you for
will
having
see you in
me.
the chat. Thank you.
See ya.
Bye-bye. Y'all can't be dipping in here saying stuff that we already said. That ain't fair. I'm just playing. All right, I'm going to take a couple more calls. I know y'all want me to take a lot more calls, but I feel like we're getting to the point where we're all saying the same thing. And when people watch the replay, they begin bored. So maybe we could do an after show, but I think that it's time for me to start wrapping it up. I'll take a couple more. Hello.
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 Hi. How are you guys?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Let me add one more person so we can get through this. Hello, Lorna.
Hey.
Hi. It's all four of us on here together. So what do you guys want to talk about?
I want to talk about, what do you guys mean when a part of me hates when you guys say Kenya is doing her job. What does that mean? Isn't it supposed to be reality TV?
It means that we're watching a show. We're watching a show to be entertained. We're not watching a documentary. We're watching a reality TV.
Justin shading me.
Well, you asked. We're watching, a show, and I think that we expect them to, of course, be real and be authentic. But if there's an opportunity for you to make us laugh or whatever, I think that that's always welcome. How do you guys feel about that?
Laughing is one thing.
I think
but
that, well, I came on to Real Housewives at season 7, and honestly, I think that was a real pivotal season for the franchise. And now I see why people are sitting here saying, like, oh, they either need to recast or just think about canceling the show altogether. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like the drama is either, I don't feel like it's as authentic as it used to be. Like, we know Nene, Marlo, and Kenya's personalities and how they are very strong. But at a certain point, how long can you continue to argue about the same old things?
Right.
I agree. I agree.
But I agree. I think that Kenya is playing her role really well.
Oh God.
Yep. She's taking her role too seriously.
Like, I'm going to differentiate between Kenya more the person, the reality TV personality, and Kenya more the person who I don't know. But I think that, all of them are doing pretty much a good job from what we've seen of them so far. It's just a little boring now.
Okay. And what about you, Lorna?
I think that a lot of people, and I probably will get a lot of boos for it, but everybody gives Kenya a pass. I think Kenya is beautiful. She is stunning on the outside, but she's ugly on the inside. And everybody gives her a pass.
Everybody gives Kenya a pass.
Everybody gives Kenya a pass. And I have to agree with Nene when she says, when she does something, it is taken, immediately it's addressed. But Kenya gets away with murder. Even her apologies that everybody's saying, Kenya will apologize. Kenya's not sincere when she apologizes. She's very calculated. And she knows what she's doing. And she provokes people to a point where they could drag her. And that's kind of like what she wants them to do, because maybe she wants to end up being the sole person on the show. Maybe she wants her own solo show. And we want to be entertained, but I don't want it to be to a point where people start dragging each other. Then it's not entertaining anymore. Maybe we do need to bring in some new blood. that nobody has seen.
I feel like everybody says that, but then like the moment they bring in somebody who's not our girls, like Shamari, Kim Fields, Tanya, like y'all be not y'all, not my three people
Nobody
on the
had
line,
a problem
but
with Kim
people
Fields,
be so
but
shocked.
nobody had a problem with Kim Fields but Kenya.
Well, that's not true. I'm talking about fans. I feel like every time they bring somebody in who's not as strong as everyone, everybody just like, oh, she's boring. Oh, she don't belong. So in theory, yes, we do want them to bring more people, but y'all need to be careful what y'all wish for because y'all be running people away.
Well, we just need to run Kandi away.
Not running people away.
And I personally feel like Kandi is behind Kenya's antics. She fuels and gaslights Kenya and sets Kenya up to do all these things. That's what I feel. I think Kandi is behind all the mess between Nene versus Kenya.
Okay.
I kind of agree with that too.
All right. Well, thank you guys for calling. I definitely appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the chat. Okay.
When is the reunion, Justin?
The reunion got filmed today. I hear that it's supposed to start airing on May 3rd, which is not this Sunday, but the next Sunday. And that may be true because today Bravo announced that they have pushed back Real Housewives of Potomac, which was supposed to premiere on that Sunday night in the Real Housewives of Atlanta spot. So right now I would say May 3rd at 8 p.m.
Okay. Well, I'll see you
Google
then.
says
all right.
Google says May 3rd and May 17th. May 10th and 17th.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
All right.
All right. I'll see you in the chat. All right. I'm going to take a couple more. Somebody's Dijon. Hello.
Hey, Justin.
Hi.
Hello, I'm back.
Welcome back. And what about you, Monique? Are you here?
I'm here.
Oh, perfect. All right. So, I kind of just got attacked from Team Nene right there. If y'all Team Twirl, give me.
Okay, we're Team Twirl all day
Team
over
Twirl.
here, honey.
Yep.
Team Twirl, Team Twirl.
Okay, because
I
feel very attacked.
I wanted to point out something that I saw.
We got you, Justin.
Can y'all hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I wanted to point out something I didn't see on the show, but I saw on. Y'all remember when Wendy went off about Nene and like the whole calling her stuff?
Yes.
Nene made a point to say that somebody asked her, "Are you gonna basically fight for Wendy the way you fight for Cynthia?" And her response to that was, one of those friendships I get paid to fight for and the other I don't.
Ooh.
So that tells me everything that I
Yes.
need to know when it comes to Nene. That means that everything she does is for the show, just like Kenya said, because at the end of the day, she wasn't friends with any of those girls and they didn't want to film with her. She would have no peach. So, I mean, what are we talking about here when we're considering like Nene versus Kenya? Kenya actually values the friendships with the ladies that she has friendships with, and Nene just values her paycheck.
And I think a lot of that was calculated for ratings to make it seem like, okay, well, Nene, our HBIC, our vet has to have friends on this show. So I'm pretty sure producers talked to Portia to get her to talk to Nene. Because if you look at the previous episodes, Portia was not messing with Nene. And then if you're pregnant and someone calls you a fat heifer or all the derogatory names that Nene called Portia while she was pregnant, who in their right mind would be friends with them? It's just the same as Kenya not being friends with Nene, because Nene gets clearly called her out of her name, called her a buffalo, called her. I mean, what woman in their right mind would befriend a woman that called her out of her name while she was pregnant?
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm
sorry. Before you get started, let me piggyback off that. Especially since I don't know if you guys know, but somebody confirmed that Portia was actually the one who, if you guys remember in the beginning, like Nene didn't film or Nene wasn't on the episodes till like episode 3 or 4. I don't remember now. But Portia was the one who actually orchestrated that icing Nene out. So it's interesting that all of a sudden she's just like, oh, Nene girl, da, 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 da. And I get it.
Kandi.
I feel like everybody is allowed to change their mind. Like if you guys have watched my videos, one video I may be feeling Nene, the next one I don't. 1 minute I may be coming down on Kenya, then the next 5 I'll love her. You know, so I agree that people get to feel the way that they feel based off the circumstances that they're in. But I said it a few videos back, Portia is not loyal to any of them. She was trained by the best. She was trained by Phaedra Parks, and she understands, like, okay, now it's kind of the end of the season. I'm noticing that they're over my storyline with Dennis. They ain't even asking us to film these tears anymore. So what do I need to do to make sure I'm in the episode?
Listen,
I'm talking to
listen, Justin.
Portia follows her bag. She follows her bag just like Phaedra did, just like Nene did. And the one thing I wanted to say, exactly, one thing I wanted to say with when Nene said, "Oh, they're in alliances. They're in alliance." She thinks she's in alliance with Wendy, and Wendy's on her show calling her a bottom feeder. Did you all catch that? Did you all catch that tea where Wendy was in her kitchen looking like Michael Jackson, and she just straight up said that I am not messing with the bottom feeders.
I just want to point out to everybody in the chat real quick. Y'all always say that I hate Nene and I can't stand Nene. I will say that I protected Nene by not even covering that because it was just so bad. I could have definitely got hella views talking about that, using those clips and making it binge-worthy, but I had grace and mercy on Nene, so y'all need to give me some credit for that.
Okay,
I think to a certain extent. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say on like the whole Portia versus Nene thing. I'm a Cancer like Portia is, and we are very forgiving people. Like, you can really hurt us to our core, and like if we have a moment where we seem to come to one accord, we will forgive you and give you another chance. We're not gonna like be cool like we used to be, but we'll still give you that chance until you like pull that last and final straw. Then we go off. And when we go off, it's like how Portia dragged Kenya across the stage that we don't talk about like that.
Okay, so it'll never be one of those moments of it's been so hard without you, girl. What has been hard? What has been hard?
Listen,
what has been hard without her? What has been hard without her?
I mean,
ahead.
some people.
Let me get a word in here.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you know how Portia always calls Cynthia the biggest flip-flopper. She has become the biggest flip-flopper at this point in time. After all the things Nene said about her being fat, after almost beating her up in the closet, and all of a sudden now Portia is just ready to cry back to Nene and just be best friends again. It just seems very fake to me. And
Portia is following her bag.
PJ picked up that bullshit when Nene came through that door, and PJ was like, I sense bad juju right there.
Kids be knowing.
Portia is following her bag, and that's just what it is. Because the last season, her and Kenya, season before last, they were on pretty decent terms, and everyone was ganged up on Nene. So it's just, this season was like a Katy Perry song. You're hot and you're cold. You're yes and you're no. You're in and you're out. You're up and you're down. It's just kind of took us on a roller coaster. And I think a lot of the producers, and I say producers, I think they're competing with the Love and Hip Hops on how chopped up and unnatural the show is flowing. Because this show, I didn't catch the show on the day. I caught it like the next 2 days, or sometime I would go and Bingeworthy and just catch up. But this season just didn't flow right. It just didn't flow right.
You know why though? It didn't flow right because like I caught something Kandi said in one of her speak on it. They record so much content that when it comes to producing, they cut out important parts. Like if you didn't notice, a lot of things that we should have seen on like episodes, they did it in small flashbacks when they were important to the storyline.
Yes.
That makes no sense. If you're gonna show one, show all of it. Like I know you only have, an hour worth of, time to put it in, but y'all are cutting out the main parts, and then people are wondering what's going on. So even
that's why Kenya was the one who carried the season.
Right.
Yes,
And
Kenya carried this season.
even with them saying that Kenya walked behind Nene, what Kandi and Eva, they did a speak on it, and they were like, that happened when Kenya, Shamia, and Portia were into it because they were talking about text messages. It didn't even have to do with the Nene fight anymore. So when Kenya walked up to Shamia, it was because they were actually into it at the time. But the way Bravo edited, you wouldn't know that unless you watch and actually, hear it from the other cast members. So there's a lot of editing that make it look like, oh, she's provoking, when really it was a whole different situation.
All right. Well, thank you
I think the
guys.
show. I'm sorry.
Thank you guys so
Let me
much for
can
this
I say something
conversation.
real quick?
One second.
Okay, one real quick.
Go ahead.
Apollo needs to come back and he needs to bring his girlfriend and then bring
Oh,
Phaedra
hell
back too.
no.
I don't
Oh,
like
hell
Phaedra,
no. No,
but
no,
bring
no, no,
them all
no.
back.
Okay, I
We don't
gotta
need
mute
them
her
back.
mic. I gotta mute her mic because we are not trying to turn into WeTV. This is not the soup kitchen. Bravo is upper echelon, and Apollo's
Can I
wife.
slip something in real quick? Since
Sure.
I let the ladies dominate the conversation for the most part.
Yeah, go
I
ahead.
think that Cynthia and Kandi are getting too much heat saying that, oh, they're in an alliance with Kenya and that they're never telling Kenya when she's wrong and whatever. Kenya actually takes accountability for the things that she does. Nene has only been forced to take some accountability this season after she was horrible to everybody at the reunion last season, which all the fans seem to forget that she just told up everybody she had no friends. So she was forced to apologize to people, well, kind of apologize to people this season, and then still talk about them like a dog, like she did with Eva. And yeah, so I think people, their memory is too short. They need to remember the things that just happened. Nene was knocking people's teeth out in a closet and almost attacked Portia and Kandi.
All right. Well, thank you guys for calling. I let y'all speak the longest because y'all are Team Twirl.
No problem. Thank you for having us. And don't
Twirl on
forget,
them
Kenya
haters.
doesn't come back because she's definitely going to Los Angeles for Mike.
All right. Okay. I will see you guys in the chat.
Awesome.
Bye-bye. All right. Hello. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty
Hello,
good.
can you
How
hear
are
me?
you? Yes.
Okay, awesome. So I just had something quick to say. I just want to say we're all pretty smart people, I hope. But it just seems so funny that people are trying to drag Nene or drag Kenya one way or the other when they both are obviously bullies and guilty of the same thing on so many levels. So it's just funny to be fighting over like these little points when they both have done terrible things. But my point with all that is it all comes back to Andy Cohen because he has like turned all the franchises into this space where unless you're being really ghetto or bringing the drama or whatever, they kick you off the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I just find that that's kind of ruining all the franchises because everyone wants some drama, obviously, but like he's making it so trashy now, I find.
Yeah, because
But
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is definitely getting ghetto, talking
so
about,
bad. Like I won't even watch it this year.
Yeah, it's getting ghetto, talking about, her cheating and like just covering those silly stories.
Yeah.
Because
And like personally, I love my Nene. I think she's hilarious, but I also think Kenya's gorgeous. But the only thing I don't like, and it happened on Beverly Hills as well, is I don't like when everyone bullies or like teams up on one person. So I'm sure Nene had it coming, obviously, because she's a crazy bitch sometimes. But I don't like when people get teamed up on as far as just like one person being beat down all season. That's not fun to watch.
Right. Yeah. I don't really talk about them a lot on my channel, and a lot of people are asking me to talk about Beverly Hills, but I feel like Beverly Hills is the most fab, but they can be the most ghetto at the same time. It is not just
100%.
Atlanta.
I love your content, so you should make more content always.
All right. Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is ghetto. Hello?
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 Hi,
Can you hear me just fine?
Brianna?
Hello?
Yes.
Yes,
I
can you
have
hear me?
Miriam on the line as well. How are you guys?
We're good. We're doing
You
well.
guys
Glad to be on.
you guys are my last two callers. Do you guys watch Beverly Hills?
Yeah. No. I
Why
wouldn't
not? Is
watch
it too
Atlanta
ghetto?
because I live in Atlanta.
Right. Okay, so what do
But
you guys want to talk about?
I am Team Nene, but let me explain something to all of Team Nene that's in the chat right now. We have to be real with ourselves and call a spade a spade.
Period.
She went too far. She
Mhm.
went too far when she spoke about once again about Kenya and her birthing and all that, because not only is that a sensitive topic, a lot of women deal with infertility, and it's just like a slap in the face to whether or not what's proper and what's right. What is that your business, Nene? But I'm Team Nene, but at the end of the day, you have to call it a spade a spade.
Right. And I appreciate that about, people who watch the show because I never really truly try to silence anybody, no matter what team you're on, because you guys help me make better content whenever when we're not on the same team or whenever we have different opinions. I would probably have given up a long time ago if everybody had the same opinions that I do. But yeah, it's always the most fun to talk to people who can say, "Hey, look, I love this girl, but this little thing was wrong." But I don't care. I don't care. I'm Team Nene. That I can respect.
Yeah, it was like overall, the season wasn't a season where I kind of had to set my DVR for it, but at the end of the
Ooh.
day, they did. I
And
didn't
that.
set my
Ooh.
DVR for it like I usually do, but I was still excited to see, I was hopeful that there was going to be some reconciliation between Nene and Cynthia, Nene and Kenya, but at the end of the day, there wasn't. And not even with Cynthia, I don't feel like that was even resolved properly. But hopefully, I feel like the reunion's already ruined because of so many things that were said in the interviews that were out of line. So I already feel like there's not going to be a reconciliation, and there won't be anything we can look forward to because it's going to be via Skype.
Right. And to your point about like not even needing to set the DVR, I have to say this, like I have been talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta forever. I think I started my Instagram account where I only post Real Housewives of Atlanta content, or you guys should follow me at Real Housewives of Atlanta if you are about that life. But I started making like memes and like video clips and like editing stuff to get people to talk about this show. And every Sunday night, and it would last up until probably Tuesday or Wednesday, people will be talking about every episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta. The content made itself. Like this show was truly, truly binge-worthy. Now, not only are people not really watching it, but people don't really talk about it in the same way. It may, like if it's trending on Twitter, it may trend for a couple of hours and then it's over with. And I think that's so strange and so scary.
Yeah. We have a lot of women in Atlanta that are successful, that have storylines, that I don't think it should be a all around new crew, but I do think that there should be some new faces in there. I do think Eva should go on home. And because that it was fun. I was so excited about Eva because I'm a fan of America's Next Top Model. She did her thing on there, but she came here and it was just a big blur of who she was, and she's a backpedaler. It just wasn't fun to watch Eva. I was excited about it, but it just didn't pan out like I thought it would. But other than that, I'm excited. I think that they should spin it off with some. I was thinking maybe the Cookie Lady.
How about a no? Let me cut her mic for 10 seconds just for saying that. Cookie Monster. What do you think, Miriam?
I love Portia, but then next season she's not coming with us with the same lies. I cannot take any longer. Like she and her boyfriend or whatever it is, like we just see through the BS. This wasn't what whatever they were fighting about. I didn't understand it. Like, did he really cheat? And if he cheated, like she acted one minute she was angry, the next minute she was cool. I'm like, this is not true. This ain't true.
Right. Well, I definitely appreciate you guys calling in. It has been a long video. It was only supposed to be about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I've been on here almost 2.5 hours just for y'all. And y'all won't even give me likes. How many likes do I got? I got 340 measly likes.
41 now.
How you on the call and didn't even like? I see how it is.
But we still team Diego over here. We hope that you soon have your own show, and we wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You guys have a good night, okay?
You too. Good night.
Okay, I definitely did have fun. I went on a little bit longer than I expected. I want to see purple hearts in the chat if you guys appreciate this. And if you guys want me to go live more often, you know, there is a way to convince me by liking these videos, by commenting on the actual video, by sharing it. And of course, I will twerk for super chats. I'm just kidding. So today we talked about everything that I loved about Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12. And we talked about everything that I think that Bravo did wrong for the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 12. And the good news is, if you guys did not catch this full video, the purpose of me doing this live tonight is to really get, you know, a sense of how you guys feel, because I definitely want to create an official Bingeworthy video about this topic really, really soon. And I think that I'm going to wait to do it after I see the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 13 reunion. So thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. I hope that you guys are feeling a lot less alone together with me during this Rona V quarantine, and I will definitely be making as much content as I can handle. Thanks again for watching, and I am going to wrap it up.
Thanks so much for tuning into this Bingeworthy discussion. I want to shout out everyone who called in tonight and everyone who joined in on this conversation in their own way. I really feel so good about our discussion, and I cannot wait to do it again sometime really, really soon. And I definitely want to give a very special thank you to everyone who sent super stickers or super chats tonight. And shout out to all of y'all who became members so that y'all could use some of these emojis, you know, and be official. All right, thank you guys again for watching this video. I will see you on the next one.